Hello everyone, this is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. And I gotta laugh because I've been fighting with my roosters. I'm down to three that I know of. So a couple of weeks ago I had two dragon fruit, and guess what? I propagated 3 stems and they're ready. See that? That's roots. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get them into a pot, and we also need to up pot the ones that are in their pots if time permits. So I'm going to save this water because that's how I'm going to water it in. I have some soil down here, and I have 3 pots, three pots to put them in. So let's get to it. Today is the planting of the dragon fruit cuttings. All around the world, same song. Prince is a trip. So, hello everyone. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life, and today we are going to plant some dragon fruit cuttings. We took these cuttings a couple of weeks ago, and look at that. Roots are on it. What I did was I cut them off and I stuck them in a bottle of water, and now they have roots. So it's time to get them in some soil and to get them going. I got these off the 2 plants that I bought from the supermarket. They had extra limbs that were in my way, so I decided to use them rather than just cut them off and throw them away. So got my little bit of handy dandy soil here. I'm operating on a very small table because I cannot sit in the sun. It's a little warm, a little hot today, a little bit hot. So I'm gonna put this in here. Got some soil in here, not gonna put too much. Tap that down. Let me see how deep I want a little bit more soil. I need to put enough soil in here so that the root, it's not at the bottom, but I also need to put enough in here to stabilize it. This thing will flop over on me, so don't want that either, right? So I'm working with my non-dominant hand. I'm getting dirt all over the place. Working with my non-dominant hand, which is not working for me, so I need to switch it because it's not working. Oh, you know what I'll do? Leave that in here. Get another pot. Put some soil in this pot and then dump that pot on top of it. How about that? Gotta work smarter, not harder. I hurt my wrist. Apparently, I don't know how, but it doesn't feel right. Probably messing with those chickens. I'm always in there. Those roosters are driving me crazy. Turning into the crazy chicken lady, chasing them around the yard. I think they enjoy it. I really do. So I'm going to backfill it with the soil I have in this pot. And we're going to tamp it in. Still got a long way to go. I've got about 1 inch that I need to get more soil in. 1 inch of soil in here. And just like that, we have one. We'll move this soil out the way so that y'all can see better. So we have one done. All we have to do is water this one in. So I'll put that right there. Move this back. So, let me get some soil in this one. Oh, so clumsy, girl. Okay, and then I'm gonna get some soil in this one. Okay, put this down. We have 2 in this bottle right here. I believe I did this on camera. Yeah, I did. I think I did it during a live. Maybe one of them, maybe not all of them, but at least one of them. So, okay, this has roots. This one doesn't. So I'm gonna put this one back in the water. I think I'm gonna put it in that bottle. And this one we're gonna plant. See how things work out? I didn't necessarily need all 3 pots. I thought I did. Man, this thing got roots all the way up to here. So I'm gonna move this down. I got some soil on this table. Waste not, want not, right? Try my darndest to stay clean. And I'm gonna put some more in here. He just cleaned the back porch. I don't want to mess it up. Okay. So I have 2. I'm gonna take this bottle because this one didn't root. It's starting roots, but it's not there yet. Let me see if I can get this in this bottle. If I could get you in the bottle, it would be excelente. Ouch. Come on now, you could do it. Just a little bit more. There we are. I believe it didn't root because it was sitting on the bottom. Now that it's just hovering, I think it'll do better. So this one I'm gonna put back in the east facing window to get some more roots. I only see 1 root on it, so that's not gonna work. So now we have these 2 done, right? And I need to water them in. These are basically cactuses. No one has to tell me that I did. They respond like a cactus. They feel like a cactus because they got thorns. They're cactuses, which means they don't need a lot of water. But I'm gonna make sure I put some in here since I just transplanted it from wet to dry. Okay, that's 2 done, and I need to move this away from me. So let's go and get the other big ones, because those, they're in small pots, and I gotta up-pot them. So I'll bring you right back, okay? And so for safety reason, it looks like I'm gonna have to prune it again. I'm gonna take this one off. This is one of the 2 plants. I have another plant right here, but this one has, these are going all over the place, and I'm not going to stake it yet. So I'm gonna take them off. Just gonna have more, just making more cuttings, that's all. If I could get it off without sticking myself. Maybe I put some gloves on. This thing has thorns in it. A knife is not the best tool for it. Let me go get my clippers. So I went inside and I got my clippers and my gloves because there are thorns in here. I think I got a thorn in my thumb. I don't want to be aggravated to all end, no end in doing this. So I'm gonna cut this one off. Put it in the jar. And the jar is gonna flip over. It's a long one. Let me put it right here. And I am going to clip this one off. Okay, so I have 2 of them off. Now I think I can manage with this thing. Close this up and we'll do the same thing on the other one if I need to. Now it's time to get this thing out of its pot and put it in a bigger pot. I told you all that I recycle pots. I forget what tree was in it. It was one of those, mulberry. This is a mulberry. I don't know what this one is. Let me see if they're the same size. They're about the same size. They're probably 2 different trees, but I reuse my pots. Once you get a plant pot, hold on to it if you can, because it doesn't make any sense You're paying for this. When you pay for the tree, you're paying for the pot. So I'm gonna take a little seat here and I'm gonna pour some soil. Let me get the soil over here. Sweat is in my eyes. So I'm gonna get some soil over here and I'm gonna pour some, excuse me y'all, it's hot out here. I'm gonna pour some in one of the pots. Make sure I don't scratch myself there. You want a base on your pot, in your pots, before you put the plant in there. Okay. That right there. So I have about 1.5 inches of soil in the bottom of this pot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry fit this thing and see where I want it to land, because I don't think I have enough soil in there. I think I need about 1/2 inch more of soil in this pot. This is why I don't like gloves, because I can't maneuver the way I want to. Make sure I don't scratch myself. Move this way out of the way. All right. I can't maneuver the way I want to, or work the way I want to with gloves on. I'm not used to wearing gloves. Okay, I got that open. Pot out here. We're going to scoop some of this stuff out. It's better if you have the opportunity. It's always better to dry fit it than having to go back and forth and taking it in and putting it back out. And just dry fit it with the pot. Makes you do less work. Let me put it that way. It's a gardener's way of measuring. Dry fitting the pot. Dry fitting your plants. Okay. And remember that when you wet this, it's really hot out here, I'm sweating. When you wet this, the soil is going to drop. So you might want to give yourself a little bit of extra space, because what it looks like dry is not what it's going to be once you wet it. It's going to go down. So give yourself a little extra, okay? And get it level. Okay, let's see what this thing looks like on the bottom. Pick it up, pick it up. Get it out of this pot. This is the hard part. I always press down. You see me? I press down on the pot to break it away from the pot, because the roots are trying to escape this pot. So it'll just start pressing onto the sides of the pot. I'll bring you close. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing on the sides of the pot just to break the roots away from the pot so I can get it out. There we go. So we have it out, and it doesn't look bad. Look at that. That doesn't look bad at all. I don't need to break it up. It's not root bound. I'm not gonna mess with this thing that much because it's a cactus. I got it in here. I'm gonna bring you back out so you can see what I'm doing. So now that I have the plant in here, I'm gonna try to stabilize it and get it in the position that I want it. So what I use is my foot. I need a third hand. I don't have one. So I can't work with my gloves. Well, I can try, but I'm not used to it. I'm gonna take these off since I don't believe I'm gonna have to touch the plant again. And I'm gonna start backfilling it to make it look like what I want. It looks so much bigger now that it's in another pot. it was basically way too big for this pot when I bought it, and I waited to replant it. So the time is up. I wanted to put it into one of those big 20-gallon tubs, but it's not ready for it. I don't think it's ready. So plus I didn't get the stakes that I wanted. I found them, but I haven't purchased them yet. So I'm just biding time by upplanting this thing because I don't want the plant to suffer. I don't want it to suffer or get stunted its growth. So I'm just going to give it some extra room, and it probably can stay in this pot for the next year without a problem. And that's what I want. I want it to be stabilized until I can get you know, properly planted permanently in a pot. Turn it around. Keep on moving the plant around to see where there's holes, because it'll look like there's enough soil in there, and then you'll turn it around or you'll stick your shovel in there and it'll be a hole. There'll be no soil there. So just keep working it until there's more over here, until every space is filled. Now don't fill it up to the tippy top of the pot. You want to leave at least a 1/2 inch to 1 inch space from the top of the pot for watering. Okay, let me get my gloves back on so I can pat this down and turn this branch away from me. There we go. Now this is another opportunity for you to move the plant where you want it when you're tampering it down. So I see it's leaning this way. I want it to lean that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it while I'm pressing down on the soil in order to get into the position that I wanted it, not the position that it just happened to go in. And when you're tamping down, you're gonna find out you don't have enough soil. It's gonna dip down. Some spaces are gonna have more soil than others. And if it's leaning to one side, that's the side you want to tip it to the opposite side, and you want to press down on the side so that you can stabilize it in the position that you want to. So if it's leaning to this side, I'm going to push it this way, and I'm going to put my hands here. If it was leaning that way, I'd start pushing here, and vice versa. Okay. So I got to get some more soil in here, just a little bit, not much. Not much. And there we are. Dragon fruit is planted. What is this? We have the 2 small ones that we did, and here's one of the larger ones. This is one of the mamas. And then I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you what I do with these cuttings. I just basically take them and put them in a jar of water and put them in a window, or put them somewhere where they get, filtered sunlight early in the morning. That's why you put it in the east facing window, because that's where the sun rises in the east, and the sun is not as at its, at its strongest. It's at its strongest when it gets to the west. And that's when you want an established plant. You don't want a little seedling out there. You want to put your seedlings eastward. Just my opinion. Okay, so this one is done. Yay! Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I think she is. What is this? Oh, this is the one plant where I am not going to mess with the ties. I'm not. The ties are holding it to the trellis. This plant needs to be trellised because it's growing. As you can see, it grows everywhere with these. You don't want to get stuck by these, so you want to tie them down. And right here is air roots. If I wanted to, I could take a cutting right here and stick this in the ground, because that's what that is. That's air roots. Just like, what else? Who else does that? An orchid does that. It has air roots. So that one is done. Yay, Jamaica. Let's move it away so y'all can see the next one. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. Remember, I said always keep your pots, right? We're gonna put the pot to the side. We're not gonna throw it away. We're gonna store it somewhere. So here's our next pot, right? We need to put about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of soil in this one. I cannot deal with this. Let me just, I'll be shoveling forever. This is why I can't stay clean. This is the exact reason. Okay, so because this one is a different pot, I don't know if I'm going to be able to dry fit it. I put about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of soil in this one. I think I put a little bit more in here than I did the last one. That's okay. It'll all work. It all works out in the end. Put my gloves back on because this thing is a cactus. It don't tell you that, but it acts like a cactus. It is a cactus. It has all the aspects of a cactus. It's probably in the cactus family. I'll look it up, but I'm sure it's in the cactus family. So let's get this one out. This one was not as big because I waited when I went to the supermarket and I saw the first one. There were a whole bunch of big ones, right? And I was like, all I need is one. And I probably was right about only having one because I got all these cuttings now. So I'm gonna have, instead of having 2, I got 2 and 2, 4, and 1 in the house, 5 babies so far. And I haven't had this but a couple of months. So we're gonna dry fit it if it can fit in this pot. Perfect. It's gonna be about at the same level that it is now in this pot. Take this to the side. I'm gonna turn this away from me where I won't get stuck, right? And I'm gonna start pressing down on the side of the pot and moving it around so I can get this thing out. It's not coming out. So I can get this thing out without losing everything. Let me see. This one's giving me the business. There it is. There it is. Uh-oh. And I lost it. Lost it. I didn't lose it. Apparently the root system in this is just like the root system of, who else acts like this? Moringa. Moringa acts like this. So now I have to go and shovel up all this soil that just fell off and roots that came off. But it's fine. It's just fine. Everything will be fine. Put it back where it came from in the soil that the roots were used to. And then we're going to backfill with the other soil. Yeah, snow's not standing up. I know what he's going to say. She messed it up already. Fighting a losing battle. All right. Take this off. Get some more of this up. Guess I'll have to sweep to cover my tracks. I said I'm gonna have to sweep in order to cover my tracks. Oh Lord. Messy Jamaica. All right, let's go ahead and get the shovel and get some more soil in this. Make sure these bad boys are in there. I think I got soil on my nose. Turn it around. Make sure I don't scratch myself. looks good. All right, turn, turn, turn. Feeling any holes? Okay, let me make sure I got it in there. Don't put the dirt in the glove, girl. Oh gosh. Roly-poly is right there. Should have squashed it. All right. So we're gonna push it down, press it down. When I press it down, guess what? It looked like it was full, but it's not. Press this side down. Make sure you get everywhere around the plant, so you can see what it really is. And when you water it, it's still gonna go down some more. Not much, I don't even need much. Bam. All right, that's done. So all we have to do is water it and put this in the jar. So I'll be right back when I get some water. And I have my plants, my cuttings. Let me take this glass jar off of this table. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bottom and I'm gonna cut it off. I didn't bring my knife out here. I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna try to cut it into a triangle or a pyramid. See that? Pyramid shape. It's not perfect, but that's what it's supposed to be. See that? Triangle. And that is gonna go into the jar along with its buddy. Put both of them in the same jar. Do the same thing with this one. Put this on the ground. That's the best bet. Do the same thing to this one. I'm being extra careful because I do not have gloves on. I don't want a thorn in my hand. So I wonder if I could get more than one out of here. I'm gonna try it. The bottle's certainly big enough. So I'm gonna cut it right here. Right? And I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make a triangle out of it just like I did that other one. Power of 3. Let's see. Here's the other one. Okay. That's the bottom, I think. At the bottom of the top. I don't remember. Let me look at this one. Ouch. Okay. That way. This here is the top, this is the bottom. So I'm gonna do the triangle. Here we are. Okay, and I'm gonna put them in all of them in the same bottle. This one is too long. I'm cutting it in half. Guess I'm gonna have the power of 4 because this is way too long and it can't go in the window like this. So I'm gonna cut that. No, that's not enough. Cut that off. Put this one in the bottle with its roots. This one already has air roots, so I'm gonna try to get that in. Even if I have to pull these 2 out and put it in first. This one. This one. And this one. And then, let me go ahead and triangle this one off. Sweat is going into my nose. I hope it's sweat. Might be a bug. Oh, allergies. All right. So I'm going to try to wiggle this one in somehow. Pull these up while I'm wiggling this one in so they'll be out off of the ground, off of the bottom of the jar. I don't want them sitting on the bottom of the jar. Okay, they're not. They're all hovering, right? Not to say they're going to stay hovering, but and then I'm going to add water. Here we go. Our cuttings are done. They are hovering. They're not at the bottom. See that? I have them hovering so that the roots can grow out and there'll be some place for it to go. That's what happened with that other one. It was too far down. Too far down. There we are. Just as long as all of them have water on it, they're good to go. See that? All right, let's go on to the next. Now we need to water these 4 in. The 2 little ones first, and then the 2 big ones that are right here. So all I do is I water them in like a normal plant. I'm not gonna put them in full sun. I'm gonna leave them over here in the shade or partial shade. This gets a little bit of afternoon sun, but not a lot. Not a lot. So I'm gonna water it down here. I've already swept the ground because I didn't want a mud puddle. I'm gonna let that drain down on the cement, and then I'll put it up here. It's dirty up here anyway. I don't know what I'm tripping about. And I'm gonna water the big mamas, the mama plants. Now I feel bad about this one plant. So I'm gonna put horticulture molasses in these 2 big ones. These 2 little ones, they're done. There they are. Just as cute as a pie. Cute as pie. Cutie pie. They're done. Let's get some horticulture molasses to get these microbes moving around, and it just helps the roots get stronger because one of them, I don't remember which one, the roots fell off. So I'm gonna go and get some and I'll be right back. Okay, it doesn't take a lot, and I'm not gonna use a lot. That's why I got this thing over here. So I'm gonna pour some of this water in so I can see it. Plus I can wash this vessel better than I can wash this water. Okay. And all I'm gonna do is a capful of molasses. That's it. See that? Brown richness, I tell you. Brown goodness. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of molasses. Okay, I'm gonna take my hand, get all the remnants, and stir this up a little bit. So both plants get about the same. I'm gonna re-water them. It's this one, the smaller one, that that the roots fell off. Molasses is going to help the roots grow. It just does. Helps the soil, which helps the plant. We've been out here for a while, and if you like dragon fruit and you just have one, go ahead and make a whole bunch of them because it's not hard. Rooting them is not hard. It's just like any other plant, like slips, sweet potato slips. It's the same principle. I found it super easy. I put it in the east facing window. It's been about a month sitting in the east facing window. I looked in there and I saw roots and I was like, oh, well, time to plant it. And there they are. One of them was unsuccessful because it was sitting at the bottom of the jar. Make sure you hover your cuttings so that there's somewhere for the roots to go. It's not just sitting there stagnating, you know, the growth of the plant. And in about a month, 2 just turned into 4, 1 over there, and 3 more cuttings, just like that. And they were all in pots. The initial plant was in a 1-gallon pot. Now it's in, I think this is a 5-gallon pot. Yeah, I think, no, this is not 5-gallon, maybe 3-gallon pot, because it still grows. It's got to be a cactus. It grows like a cactus. It acts like a cactus. It feels like a cactus. It looks like a cactus. It's a cactus. Walk like a duck. Quack like a duck. It's a duck. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I thank you guys for being with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Well, there is one thing that I meant to do that I have to do before this video ends. I'd like to give special thanks to GT Jr. Grows in Alaska. He's the one who told me, go ahead and put that thing in a jar in a window and it'll get its roots. Well, he was right. Thank you, GT. I hope you have a good day and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.